Hello everyone, and welcome back to English Unlimited. Today, we will do something very special. We will read and listen to a story from a very famous book called Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I will tell the story in simple English, so you can understand it easily. This video is very good for learning English. You can listen, learn new words, and practice understanding English at the same time. You do not need to read the book, just listen and enjoy the story. So, let's start and discover the story of Pride and Prejudice. Pride and Prejudice is a story about the Bennet family and their life in a small English village. The family lives in a house called Longbourn. Mr. Bennet is a clever and quiet man who likes to read. He sometimes jokes, and he does not like his wife's constant worries. Mrs. Bennet is a nervous and talkative woman. She always thinks about marriage for her 5 daughters. The daughters are Jane, Elizabeth, Mary, Kitty, and Lydia. Jane is beautiful and kind. Elizabeth is smart, independent, and sometimes a little proud. Mary is serious and loves studying. Kitty is young and follows Lydia's actions. Lydia is lively, careless, and selfish. The Bennet family does not have much money, and Mr. Bennet's property will go to a male relative because there are no sons. This makes Mrs. Bennet worry even more about her daughter's future. One day, the news arrives that a rich young man named Mr. Bingley has rented a large house near Longbourn. Mrs. Bennet is very excited and wants her daughters to meet him. She hopes one of them will marry him. Mr. Bennet goes to visit Mr. Bingley without telling his wife, which makes her very nervous. Soon, there is a ball at the nearby house where the Bennets meet Mr. Bingley and his friend Mr. Darcy. Mr. Bingley is friendly, cheerful, and polite. He likes Jane immediately because she is beautiful, gentle, and polite. Mr. Darcy, on the other hand, is serious and reserved. He appears proud and does not speak much. He refuses to dance with Elizabeth, which makes her notice his pride. Elizabeth does not like him at first because she thinks he is arrogant and cold. Jane and Mr. Bingley spend more time together and enjoy each other's company. They like each other very much, and people notice their closeness. However, Mr. Bingley's sisters and Mr. Darcy think that Jane is not rich or important enough. They believe she is not suitable for him. They convince Mr. Bingley to return to London, leaving Jane sad and heartbroken. Elizabeth is angry with Mr. Darcy because she believes he caused Jane's disappointment. She thinks he is proud and manipulative. Elizabeth also meets Mr. Collins, a distant cousin who will inherit Longbourn because Mr. Bennet has no sons. Mr. Collins is foolish, proud, and awkward. He wants to marry one of the Bennet daughters. He first proposes to Elizabeth, but she refuses because she does not love him. Later, he marries her friend Charlotte Lucas, who is practical and realistic. Charlotte believes it is better to marry for security than love. Elizabeth is surprised but understands Charlotte's decision. After Mr. Collins' marriage, Elizabeth visits Charlotte at her new home, near Mr. Darcy's estate, Pemberley. Elizabeth is surprised to see that Mr. Darcy is polite, kind, and respectful to her. She begins to see another side of him. She realizes that he is not proud in the bad sense, but careful and thoughtful. During this visit, Elizabeth learns that her youngest sister, Lydia, has run away with a soldier named Mr. Wickham. This is a serious problem because it can ruin the family's reputation. The Bennets are very worried. Elizabeth fears the consequences for her mother and sisters. Mr. Darcy, who loves Elizabeth, helps secretly. He finds Lydia and Wickham and arranges their marriage, even though it costs him a lot of money. Elizabeth is very surprised and grateful. She begins to admire Mr. Darcy for his generosity, courage, and kindness. She also realizes that she misjudged him before. She thought he was selfish, proud, and cruel, but he is actually honorable and caring. At the same time, Mr. Darcy realizes his love for Elizabeth is deep. He admires her intelligence, honesty, and courage. He asks Elizabeth to marry him, but she first refuses because of his previous behavior. Mr. Darcy writes a long letter explaining his actions, including why he tried to separate Jane and Mr. Bingley and why he helped Lydia. Elizabeth reads the letter carefully and begins to understand him better. She also reflects on her own mistakes. She sees that she judged Mr. Darcy too quickly and allowed her prejudice to influence her thoughts. After reading the letter and seeing Lydia's safe marriage, Elizabeth meets Mr. Darcy again. They speak openly about their feelings. Elizabeth admits she loves him, and Mr. Darcy asks her to marry him once more. This time, she accepts. They marry, and their families are happy. Jane also marries Mr. Bingley, and the story ends with both sisters finding love, respect, and happiness. The novel explores themes such as pride, prejudice, love, family, and social class. Many characters make mistakes because they judge others too quickly or rely on first impressions. Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy learn to understand themselves and each other. They realize that true love is based on respect, honesty, and understanding rather than wealth or social position. Jane and Mr. Bingley's love story demonstrates the power of kindness, patience, and gentleness. Elizabeth is brave, intelligent, and independent. She speaks her mind and does not follow society blindly. Mr. Darcy, despite his pride, is generous and caring. Their relationship grows through challenges, misunderstandings, and personal growth. Jane is gentle, kind, and patient. Mrs. Bennet is often worried and sometimes funny, but she deeply loves her daughters. Mr. Bennet is clever and sometimes sarcastic, but he cares deeply for his family. Other characters show different aspects of human nature. Mr. Wickham is charming but dishonest. Lydia is careless and selfish. Charlotte is practical and wise. Each character teaches the reader about pride, love, and social expectations. Through mistakes, misunderstandings, and personal growth, the characters learn valuable life lessons. The story emphasizes that love is stronger than social status or wealth. People can change when they are honest and open-minded. Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy's love story is remembered as a tale of understanding, respect, and overcoming pride and prejudice. The Bennet family, with all their differences, demonstrates the importance of family, friendship, and learning from life. In the end, Pride and Prejudice is a story full of feelings, challenges, and happiness. It is also funny because of Mrs. Bennet's worries, Mr. Collins's foolishness, and Lydia's mistakes. The story teaches that people should not judge others too quickly. True happiness comes from understanding oneself and others, learning from mistakes, and valuing honesty and kindness. The novel is a timeless story about family, society, and the power of love. Through Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy, the story shows that love is not simple. It is complex and requires patience, understanding, and courage. It shows that first impressions can be wrong and that people must grow and learn. Through the lives of the Bennet sisters, the story shows the importance of kindness, intelligence, and personal values. The novel teaches lessons about society, family, and the choices that shape our lives. Pride and Prejudice is a classic story in English literature. Its characters, events, and lessons are still relevant today. It shows that true love is about understanding, respect, and honesty. It demonstrates that pride and prejudice can create problems, but they can be overcome through reflection and personal growth. It is a story about life, love, and learning to see people for who they really are. I hope this story helped you understand the book and practice your English. Listening to stories is a very good way to learn English. You can hear new words, new grammar, and natural sentences. If you liked this video, please like, subscribe, and share. And remember, at English Unlimited, we learn English without limits. Thank you for listening, and see you in the next video.